Excellent. We're here live with John Sinclair, a special edition of Coach's Corner, which we're really excited about. And today we're going to talk a little bit about our Parkinson's program and today's launch. So welcome.
Welcome, everyone. Dan, good to see you as always, my friend.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to keep this pretty short and sweet today, but I think what we want to cover, I put a few questions out to our Parkinson's community who helped us form the program. But maybe let's start off with explaining a little bit about, what the Parkinson program is first. And then we can talk a little bit about why we built it and how we built it. But let's talk a little bit about, what the program is right now.
So what we did is we built a program that is very movement eccentric, I guess you could call it, driven around the idea of if I can improve better motor control and give you a opportunity to overcome some of the challenges that you have day to day by providing a toolkit, then we will be able to, I think, and this is what we're so excited about, what we're measuring and playing around with in the programming, is be able to improve your day-to-day functions. And so we have two different parts to our Parkinson's program. The first part is a daily dose program, which is small prescriptions given to you based on how you're currently feeling. And so we have those organized by, let's say you have a readiness of a 7, 8, or 9 based on how you're feeling and how your energy is and how your body is responding to your symptoms that day. We will give you specific doses to make you feel a little bit better from that. And then in addition to that, we built a toolkit. So with the help of a couple of focus groups from the Michael J. Fox Foundation, we asked them, what type of activities or skills would you like to be able to do, but are sometimes hampered by your symptoms and not able to complete those varied tasks. And so the idea behind it was to organize solutions or give you tools that you could do to overcome that particular task, whether it be writing a handwritten note or whether it's putting on your shoes. We use the science of movement to improve your tasks to be able to do that, or to be able to do that task that you want to do at that given day. And then what you have is in that toolkit, you basically are armed with all these skills that you need to be able to perform those tasks the way you want to do them, how you want to do them, and on demand for you.
Cool. Yeah. So, just to, reiterate what John's saying is our daily dose program is really made up of, it's designed to get you moving 1 minute at a time, 7 times a day. That's your goal with the daily dose program. And that program's informed by a readiness score that you share with us at the beginning of the day. And then the toolkit that John's talking about is actually made up of 7-minute little mini coaching sessions that you can access at any time throughout the day, usually before you're about to do that task that it's associated with. So really, really simple to access on the platform. And your whole goal with 7 movements, and we'll maybe get into a little bit this about why we built it, John, is really just to break up all those prolonged sedentary periods of your day and get you up and moving, even if it's just for a minute. I know my dad's really loving that with the 7 movements platform. And secondly, it's to help you build some confidence and build a streak into your day. So we have users already who are starting to build 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-day streaks of completing their 7 one-minute doses each day. So a little bit can go a long way. That's the whole purpose of our program. But why did we focus it? Why did we build a focused program for people with Parkinson's? And I think for me, it was sort of twofold. One was obviously my dad was diagnosed with Parkinson's, so it caught my radar right away of like, okay, how do I give my dad things that he can do that are going to bring him, a positive experience in his day, as well as just keep him moving and functioning really well. And then the second thing was as I learned about Parkinson's disease, there are just unique challenges of how you're feeling day to day and how much you really actually feel like participating in exercise. And what I think our daily dose program does particularly well is gives you that. I call it like your daily movement multivitamin. It's a thing that you're just going to do daily. You're never going to miss your 7 1-minute doses. And if you do that, you're going to get some consistency with an exercise program, and build all of these movement skills over time. So it's really cool to see people using the program now. But John, obviously you were the programmer of this, and we built this from the results of I think it was about 145, 150 odd people who responded to a survey. But what's your why? Why did we build the Parkinson's daily dose program in particular?
Yeah, I think when we lean into these disease-related specific programs, what I'm starting to find is that in all the years of working with folks that are hampered by a particular disease, and specifically Parkinson's, is that there's not really a lot of things that are out there specifically for them. We just kind of lump them in with everybody else. And while that's great because it gives you that sense of community, oftentimes it's too much for people. And so just like we've said, that the idea of microdosing movement specifically to help people with Parkinson's is really about just helping them breed confidence, but getting them to have some success in movement and be able to tolerate the stresses that they have to go through, right? And so, I don't like trying to say that this movement will be a cure. All it is it's using movement as a tool to make you feel better in that moment. And sometimes that's all we need, right? It's just, I need to feel like I have some control over what's going on in my body. And so I can use movement as a tool to be able to do that. And that's really why I kind of wanted to lean into this, is that what are things that we could do to make your dad feel like he's being successful today, right? And the behavior part of it is just, it's the rewarding part that is, although we track it extrinsically, it's truly an intrinsic reward that happens, is that, they do the movement, they feel a little bit better, and then they can go on with the rest of their life. So they don't feel like, oh, I have to do exercise for 60 minutes and then it wears me out so much that I can't do anything else for the rest of the day, or wait for my medications to kick in to normalize me. So that's what I wanted to contribute to this project was, how could we find some solutions that just make you feel better by us controlling the narrative of what that communication breakdown is of their nervous system.
Right. So what would you say, John, are some of the unique challenges that Parkinson's patient might, or someone with Parkinson's disease might have as it relates to exercise? And then how is 7 Movements trying to solve for some of those challenges?
I think one of the things I've experienced in working with people with Parkinson's is that their motor control is affected. So whether it be a tremor or their balance or any kind of stabilizing part of the exercise just doesn't really feel fluid for them. And so what we wanted to do is be able to give them simple little things that they could do that would allow them to be able to be a little bit more fluid, but also have control over that tremor. So for example, when we grab onto an object, you have control of that object as opposed to trying to move your arm in time and space. One of the things that I found is that if I do something that has more of a sensory stimulus, so if I'm clapping my hands or clapping my body, then that's one way that we can control the input, so that when that input comes into the body and the nervous system identifies with that input, it helps by bypassing the delay, the critical delay that's happening from the output, the brain sending signals to the muscles. And the other part to it that I found is that oftentimes when we think of exercise and people that have had experience with exercise, they're expecting the same outcome from that particular movement, right? So if we did like a rowing exercise, they're expecting their arm to follow the path that it normally should. And the challenge is that, well, if I have a tremor, then I have to kind of get the task done any which way I can without actually having that tremor in mind, and then it becomes frustrating. So what I've found is that as we get further into a training program, that's when these symptoms start to be even further exacerbated. So the fact that we do them in shorter doses builds movement confidence, aids in hampering that critical delay, and then is very task focused, so that we match our hands with our brain. We start to move with specific purpose in mind, but we're allowing gravity and ground reaction force to be the thing that's kind of dictating the movement, as opposed to a particular tool or a particular exercise to have to look a certain way. So that was kind of like the impetus for how I feel we could build a program that would be beneficial to somebody, is because most people aren't like us that live to be in the gym. They have other things that are going on that are really important in their life. So if we could give them something to make that part of their life feel more normal, then to me, that's a win. And we can use movement to enhance skills that don't look like exercise, right?
Totally. Well, and what's really interesting, some feedback I got very recently from some folks on the platform, is the fact that they're doing 7 unique skills each day. We call them movements, but they're doing those skills, and that's 49 a week, 200 a month. That's a lot of variety of skills that you're doing over and over again in repetition and building towards mastery. And they've really discovered, by week 2, 3, even 4, that all of a sudden some of the movements that were a little more challenging the first time they did them, the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th time they've done them later on in the month, now they're feeling more comfortable. So it's just a really interesting way to get people to build new skills, get a huge variety of movement in. It might even supplement some of the other exercise programs that they're participating in. So yeah, I'm excited about this program. I'm very excited about it. Our mission at 7 Movements has always been to make exercise and movement just more accessible and inclusive for everybody. This was a population that we identified as someone who's sort of left out of the conversation sometimes when it came to exercise design. And we wanted to build a program with them, and the community helped us build it together, which was just fantastic. So one thing we're doing over the next 30 days, as you know, John, starting today, anyone signing up for our Parkinson's program, we're going to be giving 50% of those proceeds back to Parkinson's Canada and our friends at the Michael J. Fox Foundation to continue in Parkinson's research. So it's a really good opportunity for us to do a little fundraising for a cause we really care about. And yeah, anything else that you want to say about that, John?
No, I think I think giving back is a wonderful thing. The challenge that we have is creating an awareness of what we're doing, right? And so if you're here in this video or tuned in to us, please share it with your social networks and with people that you know, so we can get as many people into this program, so that we can learn about how we make the program a little bit better, what we need to do, what we need to add, because we can keep making this program better. And as well as it gives us an opportunity to be able to give some money back to the community. So
yes. Contrary to popular belief, we are not a well-funded startup with very deep pockets. So anything you can do to help us get awareness of the program within your community is going to be super helpful for us to help us grow this program and grow its awareness and get more and more people the support they need and get them started on this really amazing tool and exercise program. I just spoke to somebody who started on 7 Movements, and they just went down to their YMCA and started swimming because they just felt a little more confident because of some of the daily movements they've been doing. So this is the kind of influence we can have on people if we just give it a try. So hopefully that will inspire some of you to share this program far and wide. And John and I are always here to answer questions. You can comment on this video. You can subscribe to our free newsletter. You can direct message either one of us on any of our socials if you have any questions about the program. But my suggestion right now would be to sign up for the daily dose, start moving with us 7 times a day. Then, add that toolkit to your program, and just start moving with us. So, John, any parting final last words?
No, thanks so much to everybody for tuning in and for sharing this. And we're really excited about having the opportunity to enhance some people's lives and get them moving a little bit more.
Cool. Thanks, Johnny.
Thanks.